Hey all, so I just want to talk a little bit about my little break here. That was partly because I needed a break from things and partly because I was on a vacation with my girlfriend. We went to New York City, upstate New York, Vermont for a little bit, and to Montreal, which was awesome. I got to do some tours in New York City. We did the Dumbo tour in Brooklyn, Dumbo food walking tour, which was awesome. Highly recommend it. It's kind of a quick little lesson of like why I love New York and like why, for the good things, like I'm proud to be an American, which in some sense, like, that's to be someone who is like appreciative of people and people's culture from all around the world. Like, I think it's an amazing thing when you have different groups of people getting together and, building something and making things and sharing things with one another. Had some amazing food, got some like great history, which just happened to be on like the 250th anniversary from our independence. And there's a lot that's baked in all that, that's good, bad, and everything in between. But ultimately there's still things to fight to keep in America. And I love the fact that we have diverse people here from all over the world, and some who have been here for a long time, others have just joined us, and we all contribute and we can all make things whatever we want to make them. And I'm someone who has worked with all kinds of different people and supported all kinds of different people, and I'm a secular humanist. I'm not particularly religious, but I don't take issue with religious folks unless they start taking issue with other people or towards me. I think we have a right to be free and all the things that means, but that doesn't mean freedom to oppress people. And I think a lot of people forget that freedom of speech is supposed to be about challenging power without severe consequences from our government. And in this day and age, it seems like a lot of people forget that in times like these, when you have abuses of power, you have clear corruption, you have violations of the Constitution, you have human rights being violated all around the world, our job is supposed to be stand up for our people. And when I got to go to Montreal, I got to see how we could do better for America. I got to check out their metro in Montreal, and it's beautiful. There's contributions from all classes of people. It's clean. It's easy to use. It's fast. It's smooth. Like, I got to, I've done the New York City metro and subway system, and like, I'm sure it's improved a little bit, but for the most part, we still have a little ways to go to catch up to many other parts of the world that actually invest in these things. Like, I'm tired of our money being used to bomb people all around the world for no other reason than greed of capitalists, and we're not even getting security. We are more unsafe than I think we have ever been in this nation's history, and we have people in power that are seemingly trying to start a civil war and have basically dragged us into World War III from what I'm looking at. So I'm, at times I get overwhelmed with feeling like we're not doing enough to stop this. And I once served this country. I once risked my life for this country. I got sent to war over a lie. I defended this country from actual terrorist threats in New York City, my home country, from my home state. And that was real. But that's blowback from the terrorism the state terrorism that the United States and Israel and the West more broadly have done to the rest of the world for money, for greed, for resources, for slave labor, for destabilizing other places, to literally sometimes turn them into slave states. Like, I'm not proud of that. Part of being an American, part of being a human being, is to recognize our culpability and cruelty. I want to harness our potential to do better for all of us. That always should be our goal, and we should be much more swift in removing powerful people when they do wrong. Like, we have Netanyahu. Somehow it's controversial for people to hear people say, like Mayor Mamdani and de Blasio on Fox News, that Bibi Netanyahu is a war criminal and he should be arrested. The people are making comparisons of Bibi Netanyahu, Donald J. Trump, Orban, Putin, to Hitler, to old fascists, old Nazis. Same kind of ideology, these ethno-nationalistic ambitions, the insane racism, the dehumanization of other people. Our immigrants in this country have done so much to contribute, and they're being kidnapped by these lawless paramilitary masked neo-Nazi Gestapo with our tax dollars in our names. This war with Iran, like, Iran posed no threat to us in its history. It doesn't attack other nations unless they are attacked first. That's just the record. People want to sit there and complain about, oh, you know, this has been for 47 years. Bull fucking shit. The United States did a coup in 1953. We have undermined so many governments. We're watching it live, and people are pretending that, you know, something other than what's true is true. What we're doing to Cuba right now is inhumane. It's murder. We have done that so many times in the global South. We have done catastrophic harm in the Middle East. And people say, oh, you know, Iran says death to America. They're not talking about all Americans. They don't have beef with all Americans. They have a problem with their freaking Secret Service agencies and what they do. They have a problem with our militaries when we're killing people, when we're co-sponsoring 80 years of apartheid with Israel and the Palestinians. What we did to Iraq is atrocious, and I'm ashamed to have been a part of that. I didn't know we were lied to. If I understood what this nation still is, the worst of us, who back up the worst of us. The worst of us are the freaking billionaires, temporary trillionaires, and many times, unfortunately, multimillionaires too. And the fascists and the neo-Nazis. This is not a problem of the left, like this pretend villain that keeps popping up every single time right-wingers get what they want and they fail everyone. And it's obvious. They have to lie so freaking hard. It's only believable if you're still in a cult. I'm not even sure if it's a cult. It's just psychological warfare that's been working because they're able to give people a regular enough dose of the propaganda that it still works. It's kind of like how people stay in churches. They're not listening. They're not reading. They're not looking at anything on their own. And again, I'm not trying to insult you if religion means something to you, but it doesn't make you a mean bastard to other people. It doesn't make you hurt other people. If it serves a purpose for you and enriches your life, do it, fine. But you don't get to impose it on other people. You don't get to impose it on me. And you definitely don't get to meddle with how things run in the world. You don't get to subscribe your worldview to the rest of us. The rest of us have to work together to figure stuff out. And I'm sorry, but I can't do the religious dogma. I can't handle how vile religion has played a role in inhumane things around the world. Like what we've done to Native American Indians, indigenous people. They're using Christian nationalism, which is a divorced version of Christianity. It's got nothing to do with Christianity. A nationalism, we've seen that over and over and over and again. It's been devastating to humanity. I don't know why people don't just reject it outright. Some people are just tribalistic, mean, hateful, racist. Like, if you're blaming other races for your problems, you have a problem. If you're blaming other like groups of people that aren't doing anything to you, you have a problem. I can point at Zionists right now because they're mass killing, they're committing genocides. The neo-Zionists in particular, Christian nationalists are killing people. I don't like any extremists, especially right-wing ones. The threats of communism, like, it's just imaginary unless you're a fascist and you know that historically communists have defeated fascists over and over and over again. They sacrifice their lives. Like, communists and socialists are primarily about propping up and the democratization of so many things in our society to make things better for working class people, because we are the ones that make everything go. And we should have a right to many things that we don't right now. They have stripped everything from us. They have taken everything from us. They're trying to basically rent us the things we need for survival right now. They're building out all these data centers for AI, for a mass, surveillance police state. It's already, guys, the writing's already on the wall. They've already told us what they want to do. Israel is just trying to do the Greater Israel Project, which means mass slaughter, mass ethnic cleansing of people in that region. And it's not true that they're just unsafe and that it's not self-defense. It's got nothing to do with self-defense. It's disgusting. It's not self-defense when you preemptively assault other people. Fuck off. That's not how that works. 80 years of apartheid is a thing. Like, October 7th is not an etch-a-sketch that just excuses everything that they've done since then. It's bullshit. Those people have celebrated rapists. They've made celebrities out of people that have raped Palestinian prisoners. The things that are happening right now are literally like right out of an Anne Frank novel. The things that the Trump regime is doing with Project 2025, most of it is not really being reported on our news. It's not. It's disgusting. Like, our seniors are going to be screwed after the midterms. Like, they're taking away Medicare Part D. Medications are going to be unaffordable. People are going to fucking die. The worst of the worst stuff that they did in the Triple B, I'm not going to say that stupid name, in HR 1, their bill, the one bill that they actually did, that is like a ticking time bomb for the destruction of the administrative state, destruction of so many things, rights and protections. Premiums are going to go through the roof for insurance. Many of them already have gone up, but they're going to get worse. They're polluting everything. They're taking away protections for arsenic. They're loosening regulations to limit our exposure to radiation. They're allowing PFAS to be dumped everywhere. That's the forever chemical. Data centers are poisoning water tables. They're building them in drought-stricken regions. They went after FEMA. They've all but dismantled FEMA completely. They're actively not giving blue states money that Congress had already approved just because we didn't vote for Donald J. Trump, because of course we wouldn't. And again, I have plenty of complaints about the Democratic Party. I have plenty of complaints about Obama, Biden, Bill Clinton, and the Republican presidents, because that is normal. It is normal to challenge power. It is not normal to worship any politician. Like, even with Bernie Sanders and AOC and Zohran Mamdani, you name the person that is more to the left. In our spectrum, though, that is like sort of center-ish. Like, the progressives are literally where most of Americans are. They just don't realize it because they're so freaking propagandized, and like the toxic, the labels that like leftists get, like the pairing that the leftist ideas have in this country, have just been poisoned by our media and by like narratives. Like, we've socialized our people to be scared shitless of socialists and communists, but like, we forget the history. We used to have socialists and communists in the Democratic Party decades ago, and that wasn't a bad thing. Like, I think in America, we should be open to listen to everybody across the spectrum. Like, if there's a fascist talking, I want to make sure there's a socialist and a communist on the stage to talk about things that are reasonable and should just be flat rights for people. So the fascist looks like a fucking lunatic, because they are. Those death cultists need to be countered with people that are actually have proposals. And like, right now, when democratic socialists and socialists are able to run and propose their ideas to the people, they have listened to the people and they understand these policies. They know the where they have been. They know cases where those things have been implemented successfully. They're not just like, it's not just like a moonshot thing. They understand, and also the mechanisms that they can work with to make these things happen. Like Zohran Mamdani, I was saying, I thought was a very pivotal. It's a pivot point in our politics in modern politics. It's an amazing opportunity for people to actually experience that the government can actually do good things for all of us. Like Ronald Reagan set us on a bad course for such a long time. He, with that stupid line that he said, that the most dangerous words are, "I'm from the government, I'm here to help," stuck with a lot of stupid people. And they allowed private industry to take over basically everything. How'd that work out? People are getting screwed because there's no measure of accountability. You have these industries that have monopolized almost everything. They own basically everything, and they're renting our own shit back to us that we already paid for. It's not working. Capitalism is failing all across the globe. That's why fascism is showing up all over the place, because that's what happens. Fascism shows up to protect capitalism decline, to maintain it. They need to use force because people will not go along with it willingly because they have lost too much. And, I know I'm going to get beef because I showed emotion. I don't care, whatever. Like, your opinion of me, if you don't know what a real man looks like that can experience a full range of emotion and deal with it, and deal with what society throws at all of us and feels it, and takes that energy and channels it into something that is better, then you don't know what a real man is. And I'm not trying to puff out my chest or anything like that. It's just, I've done the work. I've done the work to deal with the worst aspects of what men are taught to be. And I came out the other side of it, and I'm still working on improving the areas that I need to. I have a great person in my life. I have great people in my life. I've done good things, and I've enriched my life in ways that I'm glad I finally was able to, after too much time solo, too much time just working and trying to find a path that worked for me in my professional career and my personal life. I could teach you things if you want to listen. If you're one of these angry, lonely men who feel screwed up about stuff and feel like you've been wronged. If you want to listen, tune back in. Check out my Patreon. Support my work. Tell me stuff you want me to discuss, you want to discuss with me. I'm open to helping anybody. I don't care what kind of stupid mistakes you've made in the past, unless you've really done a lot of nasty shit to hurt people. Then you got to do the work to deal with that first. It reminds me, I need to finish a video on the my thoughts on the Graham Plattner thing, when he had things come out that are just, that's it, done. I've already dealt with one man in my life that committed sexual assault, and I don't tolerate that shit. I worry about men that have such hatred towards women, and that are so triggered by being challenged on things that they probably need to be challenged on. I'm not shitting on all men. I'm just saying, we've got some issues with socialization. There's a lot of men teaching men to be bad. There's a lot of men doing bad things. There's too many women right now going along with this stuff. But anyway, I needed to comment on this stuff. So yeah, if you get a chance, go to Burlington, Vermont. Burlington, Vermont's beautiful, downtown Burlington. I always recommend New York City. I love the museums. I love the food, culture, the walking tours. That was great. I did one at the Met. The Dumbo tour is highly, highly, highly recommended. I love that place. I love New York City because it reminds me of what I think of America. I think of America as our melting pot. And it tells a story, and not all the stories are nice, but people came together to build some amazing stuff, and people are living better now that they have a mayor that actually gives a shit about them, that's not corrupt. As far as I can tell, I'm not saying something's coming. I'm just saying, nobody's perfect, but I think he's a genuine good human being who's socialist or democratic socialist, doesn't matter what you call him. What that means is you're looking out for regular working people, and you're trying to address the lopsided equation that we have right now in this country with Gilded Age level or worse wealth inequality. The rich cannot have it all, and they're breaking the system because they're taking so much out of it and not leaving enough for the rest of us. And it's not about entitlement. We've all worked for and deserve better. We all pay in, and we're not getting much for what we're paying in right now. We're just not. And we have a right to say, let's make things better. That's not greedy. That's not selfish. Like, that's what the wealthy people do. They have everything and they keep wanting more. What the fuck? All right. Take care, guys.